Alrighty guys, so how's it going today? So, went and did a couple things at the farm real quick and, talking to my grandma and stuff like that. So, um, came home to a letter in my mailbox. I know it's not from the lawyer, it's not about the bills or anything like that. This is about, zoning, apparently. So we'll get right into this. And, I'll just set you guys right there. So anyways, I got this letter. It's a public hearing notice. Of course, this has got to do with this car company here, okay? And apparently they want to, I guess, I don't know if well, I think they want to buy it too, but it's not against a law to buy anything. But they have to get permission. Well, they have to get permission basically from us, and then from the state as well, to get a permit or whatever, from what it says here anyway, to commercialize the lots that they have. But the thing is here they don't, like, I'm not familiar with what lots, I mean, besides what they already have. Like, I know they're talking that they want this piece next to me, and of course I just completely disagree with that because that's bullshit. So, but the thing is that they're not saying what address they're talking about. They say the town, but they're saying like block 88, block 89, and then block 089. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what is what around here. And going on that website to look up that kind of stuff, like for that one website, that doesn't tell me anything. That just tells me basically who owns what. But it does say lots, but that's not really considered a lot. That's the thing. That's not considered a lot. That's considered a private yard. That's someone's fucking yard. Technically, I suppose they bought it and they own it, but the thing is, they have to for their company to be there legally, they have to go commercial. They can't be residential, so it has to be commercial for what they're doing with it. But you know, it just says here like city lot 1234 and E1/2 of block 88. Well, I don't know where the fuck that's at. I don't even know what that is. Give me an address. You know, give me a fucking address so I can go look at it. And then it just says block 88, block 89, and then block 089. So, but then they say down here, people that live in this town obviously can go to this meeting or this hearing, I guess whatever the fuck they call it, and you can voice your opinion. And then they say here, if you can't make it, you can write a letter to them, and they got their address down here, of course. It says file a written objection, whatever, with a zoning person not later than 1 p.m. on Friday, June 2nd, 2017. So I got a few days. So, yeah, but I don't know what they're talking about. Block 89, block 88, and you know, those kind of things. I mean, if they would have at least given me an address, I would have been able to know right away. You know, I'd be able to figure, okay, well, they must be cutting this up into sections, then I don't know. But the thing is what they got going on here for lots. I know one of that's their main one, I believe, is already commercialized, and that's where that big white building is, that long building. So that's illegal. That can be there, and that's not a big deal. But then I'm pretty sure they bought this guy's property because the fuel tank for this house is no longer there. So they're filling in this whole entire guy's fucking yard full of cars. And then they got, obviously, their lot over there. That one's already commercialized. Which, how they couldn't go through us, I don't know, but... And then, where that guy is walking right now, there's a guy walking there. Well, it's actually the ex-mayor's lot, his property. They have a little bit of that as well, but I don't think they bought it. I think they're just renting it from him. So I don't know if they want to buy it from him. Like, it's not a very big lot either. Like, it's about a million times smaller than this. Like, you could probably put maybe 25, 30 cars on it, but that's about it. Here they probably have well over 200, and probably 200 sitting in that fucking lot over there. That's already commercialized, but apparently they want to commercialize this too. Well, I disagree with that. The only reason, the reasons why I'm disagreeing with it is because I don't want them here, okay? I don't want to wake up early in the morning looking at cars. I don't like trucks coming into town, okay? A lot of them speed, and then not one fuck is given, of a school being there. So, you got kids running around, and they're speeding. The speed limit is 30. But technically, since there's a school zone here, that really should be back down to 15, because that's the way it is in North Dakota at that little town. They have a school zone there, and their speed limit is 15 once you get into the school zone. It's 15 miles an hour. There really should be one put here, too. But there ain't. So that's why they come roaring past all the fucking time, and people speed, so... But the main problem is I don't like trucks coming into town because they block the roads. They're back up to doing that again, blocking roads. Not one fuck is given about it. And you guys seen it in that video where they had cars on the road, and that guy told me just to go around. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to go right through a four-way intersection. I shouldn't have to change my route. I planned on coming up this shop road. I call it the shop road because my shop's on it, so that's what I just call it. It's a public road. I just call it a shop road because I use it all the time as well. So they probably just call it a road and whatever the fuck it is. I call it a shop road because my shop's on it. So I use it. So I want to be able to come down this fucking road and not have cars in the goddamn way or semi-trucks in the goddamn way. And then they got trucks. They were only supposed to limit trucks to like 3 or 4 trucks, and that was it. Well, they're still bringing in shit tons more. And they got them parking over here, blocking roads. They got them parked in front of their commercial lot there, but they're on the road. They got traffic cones up, apparently because that's where they park their cars. Well, instead of parking cars, they're parked fucking trucks there. Let the 18-wheelers park there, So then that way, they're off the damn road. You could easily park 2 or 3 right there in that little spot. And then now they're parking down that other road that goes to the ex-mayor's old property. It's like, really? And they don't give you a fucking inch to get by. Like, I shouldn't have to drive on someone's ditch, which is private, just to go around them. I shouldn't have to do that. I don't want to be damaging someone else's property and getting yelled at for damaging their ditch. Well, get the fucking trucks off the road and keep them off the fucking roads. And I don't like waking up every morning looking at cars. The only way that this company can be here is, this part right here anyway, is that it has to be commercialized. If it doesn't go commercialized, then they can't be there. They'd have to move it somewhere else or try again, which I know they'll probably just keep fucking trying. But again, I'd probably be the only one that fucking disagrees with the whole entire fucking story, because they don't give a fuck how I feel. They care about making money. Like, well, then maybe you ought to start sending me some of that money my way then, because if I got to put it with your bullshit, you're paying for it. That's bullshit. That company does not need to be here. And then yet the cars don't even leave. They keep bringing more in than they're taking away. Like, how long were those 2 Dodge Ram pickup trucks sitting there? Quite a long fucking time. Half of these cars, I swear, haven't moved all winter. Well, if you're not moving cars, then you shouldn't be here. Then it's stupid. Like, you're not moving cars. You just keep piling them up. It's like you're a fucking car dealership more than anything else. And I doubt this company's paying for anything in this town. Like, they're probably not helping to support this town. They're not. They just don't listen. It's just, I don't want to wake up to fucking cars all over the place. And I know when they were at the school here having that meeting, they were thinking about taking this fucking lot over too, the one next to me. Well, I don't want to be surrounded by cars, and I shouldn't have to move because you just want to put your fucking cars there. No, thank you. I don't want to look at cars. I would rather look at green cut grass than cars. Cars are a fucking eyesore for a small town like this. If you want to grow your fucking business, then you need to move it to the outskirts of town. Go buy some 50-acre farmland and go do it there. Or go to the city then and do your bullshit there. City people won't mind it because they're used to it, because there's nothing but freaking car dealerships there anyway. In a small town like this, we just want peace and quiet. We don't want trucks coming in all the fucking time. We don't want roads fucking beat to shit, and then they hardly get fucking maintained. Like, we don't need that. We don't need trucks blocking roads. They block them so bad that how is fire department or EMS or police going to get by? They shouldn't have to change their route just because you got a damn truck you're unloading or loading cars. It's not acceptable. And then yet, when they park on that road, you got those traffic cones there. Well, no one can get by, because you got the traffic cones in the way. And then the trucks are parked literally right up to them. And then you got one parked right in the middle of the road. Like, you're basically blocking a public road, and that's illegal to do. It's illegal to block public fucking roads. I don't care where the hell you are. Look it up. Look it up. Google it, something. I don't fucking know. Go to your courthouse and ask. It's illegal to do that. But I guess it's okay to do them because they're a business. But if I was to go block a public road with my four-wheeler or something, I'd be getting a ticket. But it's okay for them to do it. Just because they're a damn company, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't want it. I'm tired of it. And actually, of course, other people around here are going to agree with it because they're not living here. They're living on the other end of town where they don't have that problem. The problem is within my area. It's right here. Right here. I don't want to look at it. It's disgusting. It's stupid. And he didn't expect his business to grow that quick. Well, here's an idea. How about trim it back? Just keep that fucking lot then. That's all you need. You don't need to be bringing 10 million cars and then half of them sit for 2 or 3 years and they don't get moved. If you're not going to move them, then get them out of here. Don't bring them here. This is not a car dealership. This was supposed to be someone's fucking lawn. And they want to commercialize it. Well, that's stupid. I don't want them fucking surrounding me with cars. I don't like looking at them. It's just complete bullshit. So, and the letter too. When I don't know who wrote it. It was either a girl or a guy, but they personally wrote. I didn't bring the other thing with me. But she personally wrote my name and my address on there, so I don't know. I mean, apparently it's for the whole town. I guess everyone got one. I don't fucking know. But the problem there is that, well, it's not a problem, I guess. It's just the thing that it must have taken her, whoever, quite a few days to write those letters out. Well, the letter was written off on a computer, but to write the addresses down, you think they would have done that by computer as well? Because, there's well over 100 people living in this town, and if you gotta write out 100 letters and write their names down personally, you're going to be there for a few days doing that. Whereas you did with a computer, it'd probably take you a couple hours, if not even that, and you'd be done. So, like when she wrote my name and my address on there, and her address, that must have, and she did that with everyone. That's going to take a while. I think it would take a while, unless she had help, or he, or whoever, I don't know, but I don't know. So, I probably could have had help too, I suppose, but that I don't know. I'm taking it as that person probably did it all by themselves, but 100 plus letters to write out, I don't think I'd want to do that unless I got a computer to do it on, and can just print the shit out. They did print the letter, like I said, but on the other thing there, whoever wrote that out personally, so I don't know if everyone else got one or not. I didn't ask my grandma, even though I was there, but I didn't check the letter until I got home, so I'm not going to run back over there again, so I'll probably just end up calling or something. But, no, I completely disagree with it. Because the way I see it is, one, it's an eyesore. I don't want to look at fucking cars. And the main thing, is public safety. Trucks blocking roads. And if someone wants to try to get by, well, they're going to have to hug the ditch. Well, you're not going to be able to do that in your little freaking two-wheel drive Honda fucking two-door little tiny car, that car's just going to go right off into the ditch, and you're either going to crash the fucking thing or you're going to roll the fucking thing. And there's going to be a lawsuit about that. Or what if, like I said, fire, cops, ambulance, whatever. What if they had to get by? They should not have to change their route because they have that here. And what if my grandma was having a heart attack or she fell and broke her hip, and most of the time the ambulance comes from North Dakota because they're the closest, so naturally they're going to want to take this road, and well, you got your trucks blocking them, or what if someone was having a heart attack, you can't have that. That's just bullshit at that point, if someone dies because the ambulance or whatever or fire couldn't get down that route, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits going on, they ought to think about it and just get out of here. Just go move that company somewhere else, because it's nothing but trouble, and I've had trouble for the last few years, truckers running over my yards and not one fuck was given, and I had to finally put in my own fence post. I did put up a couple signs there now, but some of them weren't listening to them. So that's why I had to put the post in the ground too, just to help with the situation. You know what? That's another thing too. A homeowner should not have to fence off an area of their yard to just keep truckers from running them over, or anyone from running them over. Truckers mostly, because truckers are an issue. Because they're disrespectful sons of bitches. And another thing too, a lot of those truckers could be, creepers. And no one wants a creeper. What if a trucker was to come into town real late, even though they shouldn't be in town after 7 o'clock? They have done it, But, what if they do it again? And they come into town and they start walking on people's property and peeking in windows, or trying to see if they can kidnap little kids or something stupid like that. We don't need those kind of people in this fucking town. We don't. We don't know those truckers. They're strangers to us. And we don't need them. We simply don't need them, and they beat up the roads and they block them. No one ever thinks about that. They just think, no, let's just get all the cars we can down these lots and block roads and get our cars here as quick as possible. So that's why I disagree with it, because they don't think about what other people think. They only think about themselves. And these people that own these companies can't say anything because they're not here all the time. They don't hear the bullshit that I hear every day. Because they live down there. Truckers don't go down there. They come this way. You know? So naturally, they're not going to hear trucks coming into town and trailers banging and ramps falling and car alarms going off early in the morning and loud trucks parking, you know, or trucks speeding and all that kind of shit. They don't see that. I have years and years worth of fucking video evidence to prove that these truckers are nothing but fucking trouble. You know? So, I don't know. I disagree with it because the company's nothing but trouble. They block roads and like I said, no one wants to look at fucking cars. No one wants to look at that. Trust me, no one does. I'm not the only one that doesn't like looking at them. There's quite a few other people in this town that don't like looking at them either. But if they ever go to the town meetings, I don't know. So, I never see this guy there, and I don't know if this guy ever even complains, but it's about fucking time he had to start. So, I don't know, that's just my 2 cents on it, but since I'm the only one that bitches and complains, they don't give a fuck about just that one person. Because apparently no one else fucking bitches around here. I know that there was one guy, that guy in the Raider Ranger, he was at this town meeting and he was a little bit ticked off because he was supposed to trim trees when the last guy owned it. So they got a little bit peeved off. Or he got a little bit pissed off, and I'm glad that he said something. You know, so I kind of think he's kind of like, even though he hates me, I think we both kind of think the same. You know, we don't like this. So we're basically on the same page. You know, I don't think he likes looking at these cars as much as I do, and I don't think he likes... I mean, he doesn't really deal with the truckers either because he lives down there. You know. So, I don't know. He just sounded like he was kind of pissed off when they were parking cars underneath his front, or those guys' trees, and he couldn't come here and trim them. Well, obviously can't trim trees with cars underneath them because the trees will just fall on the car, and they'll get mad because, you know. And that's another stupid thing too, is you're parking cars underneath trees. Yeah, if lightning was to hit that tree, or if a bad windstorm was to come in, you're going to lose a vehicle. I mean, those tree branches are going to smash a window and bend bumpers, and yeah, it'll just be a real bad day. But then they're supposed to cut the trees down too and get rid of them. They'll do whatever it takes to, you know, they'll just do whatever it takes to keep their fucking cars here. But I don't know what lots they're talking about, so I'm just taking, I guess, probably as of what they have right now. I don't know what they plan on doing with that piece behind me, but they don't need to be doing anything with it. I don't like looking at it. If they move those cars over there, I'm surrounded 360 degrees with cars. You know, and then why I say 360 degrees is because there happens to be a school in front of my house too, and there's cars that park over there too. But they're not related to this problem, you know, that's a separate problem. So, but you know, I'm surrounded 360 degrees with nothing but fucking cars. And I don't like looking at them. This is not a city. This is not a fucking city. You know what? When I first moved here, the first year I lived in this house, it was such a quiet area. That's the main reason why I moved here. Yeah, it's on Main Street. You got the school. Well, the school's not really a big deal because, you know, the school bus only comes twice a day to drop the kids off and pick them up, and you got cars kind of coming and going from there. You know, they're not that loud compared to an 18-wheeler that's coming into town full of cars, and some of them are even straight piped, and they're just super loud. You know, and then they're coming in at 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, they can, because then they're open at that time. That place is open at 7 a.m. You know, but I'm not up at 7 a.m. Are they going to care about that? No, but it's still the point that they're loud. You know. So we don't need to hear it. What I want back is my quiet, peaceful little town that once was peaceful and quiet. I just completely disagree with it. So, but will they care? Nah. You know, yeah, right where that car went. Right now, that little white van. I couldn't get by there earlier. You know, that's the road that they blocked off when I made that video. when that guy said that that I can go around. Who died and made you king of this fucking town, you know? Am I king in this town? No, but it's the fucking point that you don't block fucking public roads. It's a safety risk. You know? Think about it. Think about it before leaving a comment on my video saying how stupid and wrong I am. Clearly, if you agree with it, then you live in the city, and it's not a problem for you. But it is a problem in a small country little town like this is. We don't want trucks. We don't want vehicles stacked all over the fucking place. If it was their way, they would force everyone out just to put their cars on it. They would force me out, and they'd be like, oh, we want your property to park cars on, you're out of here. Regardless if I own it or not. You know. The only thing that's stopping them, laws. That's the only thing that's stopping them is probably the laws. Even at some point, they would probably... I mean, they already said to me, because I had told them too that I was thinking of moving because I just can't take the bullshit. Well, they didn't seem to care, but... Oh, they sure jumped on the chance of wanting to buy this property back, from me. And he even said too, oh, well, we'll probably just turn it into another lot for cars, or they'll keep the house and just make it like an office building or whatever. No, 90 I'm pretty sure that you're going to want to park cars on here. You'll tear the shop down, you tear the house down, you take all the trees down, and basically do what you're doing here. You know, I shouldn't have to move to get away from this. You know, just the easiest thing to do, okay, don't commercialize this. Get the cars off. End of discussion. Just keep what you have in that lot there. That's good enough. There's plenty of cars in there that you're making money off of. So, go move, you know what, or move. The best thing to do is just to go move this company to the outskirts of town. You know? Get out of my face. That's what I want you to do. Get out of my face, because it's sickening. I've been dealing with it for the last, I don't know how many fucking years. Well, yeah, nationally I'm going a bitch, but they're breaking the laws, and then the truckers were running over my property, not giving a fuck. There's only 2 truckers out of the millions that actually came up to me and apologized face to face. You know, but the company should have came over and had fixed those damn ruts. No, didn't give a fuck. Who had to fix them? Me. Who had to buy those fence posts? Me. You know, maybe just go move that company somewhere else. Because it's not welcomed in this fucking town. I don't agree with what they're doing, so. But will they care? No. They don't give a fuck. I don't need to look at this. This is not what I want to see when I get up. This is not what I want to see when I'm out in my shop. You know? And then I'm sitting here making videos, and you got vehicles coming and going, and got their machines going, or whatever the fuck it is. They're making noise, and they're fucking up my videos. You know? Like, I'm surprised there's nothing coming out of there now. Usually there always fucking is. You know? It used to be a nice, peaceful, little, quiet little fucking area of the town. No, not anymore. Because they decided to open some kind of a bullshit company to park cars. Did you ever think about what people think? Have some respect for neighboring people. Like, if someone doesn't agree with it, you should kind of think about that and maybe kind of consider maybe moving them, getting them out of my face. Stupid. Have some respect for people, instead of thinking about yourself. That's all you do is think about your damn self. I ain't thinking about myself. I'm thinking about, public safety. Safety for everyone that lives in this fucking town. I'm just saying that I don't like looking at them. It's disgusting. That's how I feel. But I also don't agree with them blocking fucking public roads, so bad that you can't get down them. Fire can't get down them. Cops couldn't get down them. Ambulance never could get down them. What is that? If you did that in the city, you'd be getting a fucking fine. You can't do that. Just because this is a little fucking hick town doesn't mean that you can just do whatever the hell you want. There are rules to abide by. And then you should also respect fucking people that live next to all this bullshit and have to put up with it. You know, if someone says, I don't like looking at them, kind of maybe think about that a little bit. Have some fucking respect for people, you know? It's absolute fucking bullshit. But whatever, they're gonna continue to do what they're gonna do, and I'm just gonna keep fucking disagreeing with it. So, and I will just keep collecting up evidence and more evidence and more evidence. So, because I got years and years and years worth of fucking evidence. So, you know, if this ever had to get taken to a court, I got plenty of evidence to prove that they were doing a lot of things fucking wrong. Sure, they fixed some of them, but not all of them. You know. And they even said, too, they were going to limit to how many trucks come in here per day. Apparently not. You were doing it for maybe a couple of months, but then you started back up again. Trying to get away with it again. That's why I hate assholes. Just hate everyone in this fucking town. It's fucking garbage. So, but yeah, so that's just what I got in the letter. There was just some kind of a zoning thing. They want to get people's opinions on if they should have the right or whatever, I guess, to get permission to turn that into a commercial lot. I disagree. So, and I guess you can either show up at the hearing or you can write a letter, you know. So, I don't know. It'll probably be kind of a busy June for me, so I probably won't get to go, so I might just try to write out a letter. Because now I'll be getting in probably next few days here. If we don't get any more fucking rain. But they're talking rain for the weekend. And they were saying Monday, but now they said the weekend. They moved it up a couple days, so I don't fucking know. But I'm going to be busy in the fields if we don't get any rain. So, and then, you know, I'm just not going to have time. So, if it was right here in town, it probably wouldn't be an issue. But since they're, I mean, this is not even going to be taking place at the school. This is actually going to be going at, where was this? Well, it's the, where is it? That's their address, but I don't know if that's the courthouse or if it's just or if there's a separate place just for zoning. I think the zoning would be in the courthouse as well, so I'm guessing it's probably just in the courthouse. I mean, we know where that is. I mean, I go there all the time, so. But that's also where the sheriff lives at, too. That's where the police station's at as well. So, but yeah, so I'll probably just send them out a letter because I might be busy, so. And I don't feel like making that half an hour trip just for a damn town meeting. It is actually within reasonable hours. I mean, I think, when did it start? I think 1 o'clock or something like that is when they said it was going to start, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, that's, yeah, 1 p.m. So that's reasonable timing. I mean, that's in the afternoon. I can do anything in the afternoons. I don't like the morning shift too much. So, well, it's going to be a busy month for me next month because besides going up to the bank, I also got a doctor appointment. So I got to go and can't miss that. So, and then I'll probably be, if we can get in the fields, I'll be doing that. And if we can get in the gardens, I gotta start doing that too. I haven't even really touched the gardens yet because they're still kind of wet, and I gotta get a couple more things for my cultivator, so I won't be able to work my garden. I got the smaller cultivator, but I got the wrong size pin for my 4-wheeler, so now I can't pull it. So I thought it took that size of the pin, but I guess apparently not. So I gotta get a smaller one, get that on payday, and I gotta get a chain, and what else did I need to get? Probably just a couple of cans of WD-40. I don't know. I don't really need a lot. I also need to buy my sprayer too, but I'm probably still gonna get my sprayer. But the thing is, it's just that if we're gonna be ripping ground, there's probably no point in spraying then. I guess you probably could just kill the grass off. I suppose that'd be a good thing, but hell, I'd need 180 gallons of that shit probably just to spray everything we got. So, I don't have nearly enough to do our property. I just have enough for spot spraying, basically, not for killing the whole entire field. So I only got probably enough to spot spray. And then I need to get a hold of the ex-mayor. I seen him last night. I didn't talk to him last night, but I was kind of spooked out for a second there. I'll give you a funny story. Well, it's not a funny story, but he was driving past my house, and all of a sudden he stops and he backs up, and he's staring over at my house. I seen him on the camera. And I'm like, all right, what's he looking at? Did I do something wrong or what? So I hop on my security camera and I start looking down to the corner, and he was looking at that skunk that was walking around my property. Oh, I scared the shit right out of that bird. Wasn't expecting me to stand here, I guess. I guess he was looking at that skunk that was walking around by my front step there, and later on that night, I was probably about an hour or two later, I think, my sister came over. She just came back from the cities. And he pulled into my driveway like a bat out of hell. That's what he wanted. He warned my sister of the skunk. He was like, "Well, you make sure you don't go that way because there's a skunk over there. It might spray you." So, but he said that he seen it going underneath my step, and I'm like, "Well, how the fuck can it do that?" Because I got bricks around the cocksucker, I got wire mesh up around it. Like, I gotta go and I looked last night, but it was getting too dark. I couldn't see nothing really, so I might actually go take a look later today and see what the fuck is going on now. I looked a little bit last night, but like I said, I couldn't see anything. It's just too damn dark. So, and the night before that, the young guy showed up, and he was talking about the fields, and then he saw that skunk. And he was like, well, shit, if I knew that was here, I would have brought my Winchester. But then he was worried that the bullet may ricochet and hit the school. So, but yeah, but I gotta see if I can get a hold of the ex-mayor and talk to him about that pile of concrete that's sitting on our property, because it needs to get the hell off, because that's my ground right there. That pile's put there illegally, and he was the one that told him to put it there, so he needs to be the one to clean it up. So, but he don't come around until almost like 4 o'clock, so I'll probably have to wait until around there. Oh, excuse me. And see if I can talk to him. Be like, well, that pile's there illegally. But then he'll probably wonder why we haven't said anything for years, because it's been years and years. But we didn't know that kind of stuff existed on computers, technology, Now we're getting to that part in our life now where technology is getting to be quite useful, and it's actually out there. Compared to years and years ago, when they did put it there, yeah, we still had technology, but it was very piss poor. So, and we weren't really sure if that was our property, but where that pile of concrete is, it is. It's on there illegally, so there's actually 2 piles of dirt that are on there illegally, a small one and that big one there with the concrete on it. So he's got 2 piles to move. I gotta try to see if I can get my timing good enough to catch him. I either catch him out when he's mowing or he was spraying, but I don't want to get sprayed with chemicals. He might spray me. I doubt he would, but so yeah, I just gotta try to see if I can get a hold of him and tell him see if he'll move it, because it's there illegally. And I'm like, well, man, that's our property, and I plan on working it up. I'm gonna be ripping it, so you kind of need to get it the hell off as soon as possible. Just put it on your property or put it back in the fucking pond, and as long as it's off ours. So, but what are you gonna do? I'll just wait for him to pop up, and I know where he lives, obviously. I know what kind of truck he drives, so I just need to make sure I can kind of I gotta get my timing right, so I know when to leave. I just don't want to leave and he's not coming into town yet, so. So, and hopefully he won't be busy, so I don't really want to bother people when they're busy, but sometimes you just kind of have to. You kind of have to be the rude one, So, I also got to call the young guy again today, too, because he wants to know how the fucking field's doing. Because I told him yesterday that I couldn't look in the fields, because I ended up going with my mom to the vet. That's when I got the pin and stuff, and you know, I just didn't have the time. I told him that I'd go out there later, and he's like, well, call me tomorrow, which is today. So, I gotta do that yet, too. So, but, yeah, so, but, yeah, so that's just, like I said, I gotta try to get a hold of him, and I gotta write out that fucking letter, which will probably take me 10 years to do. I hate writing. Sometimes I'll just make my mom do it, because she can just do it so much faster than me. And then if I misspell, well then fucking hell, I fucked up, and I start all over again. I'm not a big fan of writing, so, you know, I mean, obviously I gotta write out my checks, but I actually try to kind of do that ahead of time, because I already kind of know I already know what bills I have to pay. Like, I don't know what the price is, but, well, it's usually the same, but I kind of get my checks ready ahead of time, and I'll put my name in there and the company that's going to. And then once I do actually get the bill, then I'll write the amount in there. So I kind of get stuff done ahead of time. Just so it's not so damn much when you got to actually send them out, you know. So. But yeah, so guys, I guess I'll probably take off. I'm going to try to call the young guy there. Hope he's not busy. And that's another thing he said, too, that he doesn't like bothering people, you know. Like, because you see that he would have called. Or he would have stopped by. He did drive past my house, but he didn't stop. He says he doesn't really like to bother people. Well, I don't like doing it either, but I guess someone has to be kind of the asshole, you know? One of us has to be an asshole and interrupt the other person. I'm not a big fan of doing it either, but screw it. Someone's got to do it, I guess. So yeah, I'll probably call him here when I'm done with making this video and tell him what I found out and all that other bullshit. So yeah, that's just my little rant and story and whatever else you guys want to hear. So yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. So anyways, guys, I guess I'm gonna take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, take her easy, guys.